न ज़मीं मिली न फलक मिला है सफर में अंधा परिंदा, जिस राह की मंजिल नहीं वहीं खो गया हो के गुमराह, हवा गाँव की अब भी ढूंढ रही।
The Quran, the holy book of Islam, holds a central place in the lives of Muslims worldwide. It is not just a religious text, but a comprehensive guide that influences every aspect of a Muslim's life, from daily routines to major life decisions. The Quran's teachings are deeply embedded in the cultural and social fabric of Muslim communities, shaping their values, traditions, and worldviews. It is considered the literal word of God revealed to the Prophet Muhammad over 1400 years ago. This revelation, which occurred over a period of 23 years, is believed to be a direct communication from the divine, providing guidance and wisdom for all of humanity. The Quran's preservation and transmission through generations is seen as a testament to its divine origin and enduring relevance. The Quran offers guidance on a vast array of topics, from spiritual matters to social interactions, legal principles, and historical accounts. It addresses issues of morality, justice, and human rights, providing a framework for ethical conduct and social harmony. The Quran's teachings encompass both the personal and communal aspects of life, emphasizing the importance of compassion, mercy, and justice. Understanding the Quran requires careful consideration of its historical context, linguistic nuances, and diverse interpretations. Scholars have dedicated their lives to studying the Quran, analyzing its language, structure, and themes to uncover deeper meanings and insights. The rich tradition of Quranic exegesis, or tafsir, reflects the dynamic and evolving nature of Islamic thought as scholars engage with the text in light of changing circumstances and new knowledge. One of the challenges in interpreting the Quran arises from the gap between the time of its revelation and the present day. The historical and cultural context of 7th century Arabia is vastly different from the modern world, and this can create difficulties in applying Quranic teachings to contemporary issues. Understanding the socio-political environment in which the Quran was revealed is crucial for interpreting its messages accurately. The world has undergone significant transformations, and societal norms, scientific understanding, and ethical frameworks have evolved considerably. Advances in science and technology, changes in social structures, and shifts in cultural values all influence how we understand and apply religious teachings. The Quran's timeless wisdom must be interpreted in a way that resonates with the realities of the modern world while remaining true to its core principles. This raises questions about how to apply Quranic teachings in a modern context. How can we reconcile traditional interpretations with contemporary values? How do we address issues that were not explicitly mentioned in the Quran but are relevant today? These questions require thoughtful and informed discussion, drawing on the rich heritage of Islamic scholarship and the diverse perspectives of the global Muslim community. Some verses, when interpreted literally, may seem at odds with contemporary values, leading to debate and controversy. Issues such as gender equality, human rights, and scientific discoveries can challenge traditional interpretations and prompt re-evaluation of certain teachings. It is important to approach these debates with an open mind, recognizing the complexity of the issues and the diversity of opinions within the Muslim community. It is crucial to approach these discussions with sensitivity and respect. Engaging in respectful dialogue allows for a deeper understanding of different perspectives and fosters a sense of unity and mutual respect. By listening to and learning from one another, we can build bridges of understanding and work towards common goals. The Quran holds immense spiritual significance for Muslims, and any attempt to engage with its verses should be undertaken with humility and a genuine desire for understanding. The Quran is not just a book to be read, but a source of inspiration and guidance that shapes the lives of millions of people. Approaching it with reverence and an open heart allows for a deeper connection with its teachings. This essay aims to explore some of the controversial verses in the Quran, examining different interpretations, and analyzing them in light of modern human rights and scientific knowledge. By critically engaging with the text, we can uncover new insights and develop a more nuanced understanding of its teachings. This process of interpretation is not about changing the Quran, but about finding ways to apply its timeless wisdom to the challenges of the modern world. By fostering open and respectful dialogue, we can strive to bridge understanding and promote a more nuanced appreciation of the complexities surrounding the interpretation of sacred texts. Through collaboration and mutual respect, we can work towards a more inclusive and harmonious world, where the teachings of the Quran continue to inspire and guide us in our journey towards justice, compassion, and understanding. Interpreting any religious text is a complex endeavor. The Quran, like other sacred scriptures, is open to multiple interpretations. Throughout history, scholars and theologians have developed various methods and schools of thought to understand its message. These interpretations are influenced by factors such as historical context, linguistic analysis, cultural norms, and personal understanding.
One of the primary challenges in interpreting the Quran is the presence of verses that seem to contradict each other or appear inconsistent with modern values. This has led to a wide range of interpretations, some more literal and others more contextual. Literal interpretations tend to focus on the surface meaning of the text, while contextual interpretations consider the historical, social, and cultural circumstances surrounding the revelation of the verses.
The diversity of interpretations highlights the dynamic nature of religious understanding. As societies evolve, so too do their interpretations of sacred texts. This does not diminish the importance or relevance of these texts. Rather, it underscores the ongoing process of seeking guidance and meaning from them in a constantly changing world. It is essential to recognize that no single interpretation of the Quran holds a monopoly on truth. Muslims are encouraged to engage in critical reflection and seek knowledge from reputable sources. By acknowledging the complexities of interpretation, we can foster a more inclusive and respectful dialogue about the Quran and its teachings. Surah An-Nisa 434 is one of the most debated verses in the Quran, often cited in discussions about gender roles and domestic discipline. The verse states, "Men are in charge of women by right of what Allah has given one over the other, and what they spend for them from their means." This line has sparked numerous interpretations and debates among scholars and lay people alike. So, righteous women are devoutly obedient, guarding in the husband's absence what Allah would have them guard. This part of the verse is often highlighted to emphasize the virtues expected of women in a marital relationship. But those wives from whom you fear arrogance, first advise them. This advice is seen as the first step in addressing marital discord, emphasizing communication and understanding. Then if they persist, forsake them in bed, and finally, strike them. This sequence has been the focal point of much controversy, with interpretations varying widely on what constitutes appropriate action. But if they obey you, once more, seek no means against them. This line underscores the importance of reconciliation and moving past conflicts once they are resolved. Indeed, Allah is ever exalted and grand. Surah An-Nisa 434, Sahih International. This concluding statement serves as a reminder of the divine authority and wisdom behind the guidance provided.
This verse has been subject to a wide range of interpretations, with some emphasizing the husband's authority and the permissibility of physical discipline, often citing traditional patriarchal norms, while others focus on the importance of reconciliation and the conditional nature of the verse's instructions. These interpretations often stress the need for mutual respect and understanding in a marriage. Literal interpretations of this verse have been used to justify patriarchal structures and domestic violence. This has led to significant criticism and calls for re-evaluation of such readings.
However, many scholars argue that such interpretations ignore the historical context and broader Quranic message of compassion, justice, and equality. They advocate for a more nuanced understanding that aligns with the overall ethical teachings of Islam. They emphasize that the verse must be understood in light of the social norms of 7th century Arabia, where tribal customs often condoned physical punishment. This historical perspective is crucial for a comprehensive interpretation.
Contextual interpretations highlight that the verse outlines a process of reconciliation, with physical discipline as a last resort. This approach prioritizes dialogue and peaceful resolution of conflicts, and only in specific circumstances. Scholars stress that these measures are not to be taken lightly and must be seen as part of a broader framework of ethical conduct. They emphasize that the Arabic word daraba, translated as strike, can also mean to separate or leave, suggesting alternative interpretations that do not involve physical harm. This linguistic nuance opens the door to more compassionate and just readings of the text. Modern scholars and activists continue to engage with this verse, seeking interpretations that uphold the dignity and rights of all individuals. They argue for a reading that is consistent with the Quran's overarching principles of mercy and justice. This ongoing dialogue reflects the dynamic nature of Islamic scholarship and its ability to adapt to contemporary ethical standards while remaining rooted in traditional texts. The aim is to foster a more equitable and compassionate society. As interpretations evolve, the focus remains on promoting mutual respect, understanding, and harmony within families and communities. This holistic approach seeks to balance tradition with modern values, ensuring that the teachings of the Quran continue to inspire and guide in a positive manner.
The issue of gender equality is a complex and multifaceted one, with diverse perspectives across cultures and religions. It is a topic that has been discussed and debated for centuries and continues to evolve as societies progress and change. Each culture and religion brings its own unique viewpoint to the table, contributing to a rich tapestry of ideas and beliefs about the roles of men and women. In the context of Islam, the Quran's teachings on gender roles have been subject to ongoing debate and interpretation. The sacred text, revered by over 1 billion Muslims worldwide, contains verses that have been interpreted in various ways, leading to different understandings and practices within the Muslim community. While some verses, like Surah An-Nisa 434, have been used to justify patriarchal practices, others argue that these interpretations are influenced by historical and cultural contexts rather than the true essence of the Quranic message. Other verses emphasize the equality of men and women in the eyes of God, highlighting the spiritual and moral responsibilities shared by both genders. This duality in interpretation has led to a dynamic and ongoing conversation within the Muslim world.
Modern Muslim scholars and activists have challenged traditional interpretations that perpetuate gender inequality. They argue that a re-examination of the Quranic text is necessary to align with contemporary values of justice, equality, and human rights. These scholars and activists believe that the Quran's message of justice and compassion necessitates a re-evaluation of gender roles in light of contemporary values. They advocate for a more inclusive and egalitarian interpretation that reflects the principles of fairness and respect for all individuals. They point to verses that emphasize the spiritual equality of men and women, such as those that speak to the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, regardless of gender.
O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. This verse underscores the idea that diversity is a divine intention, meant to foster understanding and cooperation among different groups. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. This highlights that piety and righteousness are the true measures of a person's worth, not their gender. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted. Surah Al-Hujurat, 49:13, Sahih International. This verse serves as a reminder that God is aware of all actions and intentions, and that true equality is rooted in spiritual and moral integrity.
These scholars advocate for interpretations that promote mutual respect, partnership, and shared responsibility within families and society. They emphasize that both men and women have important roles to play in building a just and compassionate community. They emphasize the importance of education, economic empowerment, and the active participation of women in all spheres of life. Education is seen as a key factor in achieving gender equality, as it provides women with the knowledge and skills needed to contribute effectively to society, and leadership opportunities for women. By encouraging women to take on leadership roles, these scholars and activists aim to create a more balanced and equitable society where everyone's talents and abilities are recognized and valued. The debate surrounding gender roles in Islam is likely to continue. As societies evolve and new challenges arise, the conversation about gender equality will undoubtedly adapt and grow, reflecting the changing needs and values of the Muslim community.
However, the growing movement for gender equality within Muslim communities reflects a commitment to interpreting the Quran in a way that upholds the dignity and rights of all individuals, regardless of gender. This movement is a testament to the enduring relevance of the Quran's message and its ability to inspire positive change in the pursuit of justice and equality for all.